to Nasty Knuckles, the Hockey Outlaws podcast, with your hosts, Derek Nasty Settlemyre and former Philadelphia Flyer enforcer, Riley Tocchet, as they go behind the scenes with your favorite NHL players. Time to face off.
Welcome back. What's happening, Nasty?
What's up, Rick Aurelia? What are you doing there in the greenhouse again? My goodness, what is going on here?
Just been waiting on you. We're an hour late hopping on the pod.
Now that is not true. I was not an hour late. It was 3:30. I was 3:35.
You left our guest waiting.
I did.
In the waiting room.
Well, actually, he said he needed a couple minutes as well, so don't blame it all on me.
It worked out.
It did work out. Elvis's game up in Boston here went to overtime, of course, to back everything up, but everything worked out. We won in overtime, so here we go.
Absolutely. What's going on in Beantown besides Elvis's games? Any little visits?
Yeah, went over for Tovi Hockey. Went to see the Bruins today and watched them for a little bit. Talked to some guys and talked to my buddies there, the equipment guys, Keto and Maddie and Babs.
Had
a good time. Showing them the new stuff, which they've seen. They actually did a lot with Tovi, helping us with gloves and the shin guards, which a lot of teams have been buying, and soon we'll have those that we can actually show them. But it was a good visit. Love seeing those guys, and it was cool to watch the bees buzzing around out there.
Buzzing around?
That pasta's pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you get Tovi and Pasta's hands? See if
I
you
did
could,
not.
light up the magic.
He was on the ice, but he does love the gloves. He tried the gloves last year, and he loves gloves. They are sick, by the way. But anyway, I'm kind of getting really excited about next week.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Are you kidding me?
I'm pumped.
I know you are. I'm trying to get you on the card, and you just won't do it. But we are headed down to Amaranth Bank Arena, where the Florida Panthers play the Philadelphia Flyers the night before, actually.
That's right.
It's October 10th, BKFC Ice Wars 3. And this is finally got to where we wanted. Charlie Nama's had this plan in place for years. He's been working his bag off. Finally, on ice, bare knuckles, hockey fights. And it is quite a card. 10 fights that night. You're going to be there. I'm going to be there. I think Baller's going to be there with us. Going to be working a lot. I've got a lot of skates.
You got a lot of work to do.
Get the boys ready.
See you buzzing around like your head's falling off again.
Yeah, I'll be buzzing. But just unbelievable job. You know, David Feldman, our friend of the show, bought in to the Ice Wars aspect of it, and just Joe Rogan was talking about it the other day on the pod. I think I threw a couple things up. Our buddy Ian Heinisch, a legend in UFC and just a great guy, has been working hand in hand with Charlie Nama, our really good friend, and helping getting this thing going. And other buddies like Nasty Barasti and AJ, like it's just everything's coming together. The sponsorship, the money, the arena. It's electric, man. Even the one I did in Michigan earlier in the summer, it was on synthetic. It was still very entertaining, but this is the real deal, Riggs.
Oh man, I'm so pumped because I haven't been to one yet.
Right.
And to see this thing bare knuckle on real ice, and to give praises to Charlie for being so resilient. This couldn't have been an easy thing to have done and put together, between the sanctioning and whatever, the legalities. You think of pushing boundaries, like he's pushed some major boundaries here, and just it's changing the fight game on some level, right? I mean, you're bringing fighters onto the ice, and you're doing it with the Florida Panthers play. Like everything about it. So super pumped to go down there, see you in action, see the boys in action, kind of be around that energy a little bit. I haven't been, in that scene for some time. Obviously I was never, just a an ice war fighter, but nonetheless being around the boys and mentally preparing for battle, I guess you could say, and just being just around like-minded people. So super pumped. I wasn't sure if I was able to make it work, but carved out the time, Nast. We're doing this. We're doing this.
I knew you couldn't stay away, Riggs.
Couldn't stay away.
It's so exciting, and the build up, and Charlie's been down there in Florida getting ready for this for so long, and we're on the phone every day and making sure everything. We get the jerseys, shells, socks, everything, and
leather straps.
No
leather
we're
straps.
going to. We have one change, and they're going to have those concussion type helmets that football guys wear.
Oh, no way.
The foam helmet, so less breaks in the hand when you hit the helmet. And it looks like a hockey helmet. It looks like a hockey helmet.
Oh, it does. Okay.
But it's not as hard. So you're hoping there for less broken bones in your hand, which they, luckily they haven't really had any. To my knowledge, I'm not a medical guy, but I don't remember the couple that I've been to that there were. But I think it was a good idea, especially going bare knuckle.
For sure.
But it's just, man, it's going to be electric there. I cannot wait till next Friday night, baby.
When are you headed down?
I'm going to try to get down Wednesday so we can go hit up the Flyers pregame skate with the Panthers, maybe see some of the guys, and then get to the weigh-ins for the BKFC Ice Wars fights. That was entertaining last time I went to that, checking on the guys and everything. So I'm hoping Wednesday, talk to Charlie, and our good friend Chris Terry, and actually will be doing the play-by-play. So play-by-play for the fights. So I talked to him today. So I just can't wait, man. This is a huge, huge deal, and it's groundbreaking, to be honest.
It really is groundbreaking. That's
what
I was saying when they're pushing the boundaries. Like, this is like no joke. You think Connor McGregor will poke his face in down there?
I think he may. He has bought into the company, so I think we might see him down there. I hope to, anyway.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Yeah, you got to bring the energy. You're in the big building. This is like, again, like you said, like the variables have changed. No more synthetic and bare knuckle on the ice. Like, this is as legit as it gets. To create a hockey fighting experience. So I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. I'm not sure what I'm more pumped about, the Flyers home opener, or I think I'm a little more pumped about this right now.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm excited. I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I think we're ready to rock your Nast.
We ready? A little Captain's Corner?
Captain's Corner, getting into all of our NHL preview stuff with Mike Richards today. Episode 211, Nast. Can you believe it?
Jeez, no, I cannot. 211.
Brought to you by our good friends at Camden Apothecary. Driving hours outside of the city for your cannabis makes no sense when Camden Apothecary is just 5 minutes from Center City. It's right over the Ben Franklin Bridge. Easy to get to, no crazy wait times, and they've got everything you'd expect from a solid dispensary. Top shelf product from the brands people actually want. You can walk in or order ahead online if you already know what you want. They keep the process simple, the shelves stocked, and the vibes chill. Locally owned, no corporate weirdness, just a real shop run by people who care about the product and the community. They're open 7 days a week, right off 676 at 1205 Haddon Avenue in Camden, New Jersey, with a huge parking lot. Hit up CamdenApothecary.com to check out the menu or place an order. Again, that's Camden Apothecary, real close, real solid. Welcome back. I'm Riley Cote.
And I am Derek Settlemyre. And this week, the captain is back, boys.
He's back.
It's like I could spend a half an hour trying to go over everything this guy's done. Let me just tell you this. He was a first-round pick back in 2003, 24th overall by the Flyers. My main man. Guy won everything. That's why I say, Riggs, I can just go up and down the line. But basically, if he played in a league, he won it. So let's just put it that way. But welcome back, Captain's Corner, our good friend Mike Richards. Richie, what's up?
What's going on, boys? Good seeing you. You guys look good, right?
Good to see you.
These are looking good.
Yeah, Riggs is in the aquarium again, or whatever you call it. The
old greenhouse.
The greenhouse. greenhouse effect. It's like Richie said, you let your hair down, it look like Jesus coming through the screen here, Riggs.
Yeah.
He's got a cat, a dog, a bug. What do you got in there? You just like
all kinds of wildlife. Oh yeah, one of each.
And some bongos, but it's not called a bongo. Sorry, it's not called a bongo.
Yeah.
Djembe.
How about you? You're tucked away in somewhere nice and dark.
Is it dark?
No,
I got the light on. I'm in Boston. Elvis has a I don't know if you call it a tournament or a showcase this weekend. So up here, went to see the Boston Bruins today too for Tovi Hockey. Went in to see the boys. That Pasternak's not bad, Rick Bone. Got some middies on him. Yeah, he's got some middies on him. But yeah, I went over to see those guys, and it's been fun so far. We're actually going to go to see UMass Lowell play tonight, college game.
Nice.
Jeremy Hall was captain here. He's our coach. He's the Elvis's team's coach, 2014. So we're gonna head over there and see a college game tonight.
Nice.
So yeah, nice little weekend, nice little Friday. I don't know if we can get it all in. You know.
Yeah.
Lots to squeeze in.
Lots to do.
Yeah.
Oh man, Richie, thanks man for joining us. I know you're home there a little bit longer and then headed down for Florida, your other home, for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm definitely faking something to get down there to see you.
Yeah.
Your old lady might not be happy. The doors could be locked, but if you hear me knocking,
that's all good.
Oh man,
flights are pretty reasonable right now down to Florida. Nast.
Did you look? Because we're going next week.
Looking. Oh yeah, I'm looking for next week.
All right. All right. We were talking earlier. Just gonna do something quick, a little bit of fun just here. And I know the season's getting ready to kick off here next week. It's going to get everybody's picks for the winner of each division. I don't know. I guess let's start in the Atlantic. I think I've got my pick. I'll go first. I got Toronto winning that. Just coming back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
T.O. with Chief, and he's got Stoley signed. Knock wood for him. He can stay healthy and see how they do. Yeah, I'll let you guys go.
That's what I had.
Both leaves. No kidding. I got to take Tampa. I think Tampa's going to roll this year. Yeah.
I
like that.
That's not a bad pick. I actually, I hate to say, I thought Tampa was going to be Florida. I think I took them in our pool in the playoffs because they just got hot down the end stretch last year, and then Florida just proved to just be ridiculously good.
Yeah, I mean, better than everyone by far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, Tampa, good choice though, Rick Bone. All right, in the Metro, I don't know where to go. I think the safest play is Carolina. I don't see any other teams. I know Washington, they were pretty good last year. Ovi's back another year, but I'm going to go with the Hurricanes.
I have the same thing, Nast, right here on my list.
So full of it. You're all right.
Look at that. It's right there.
You can't read it. Rick Bone, you ever tried to read
chicken scratch?
It is bad. It's bad.
It says Carolina Metro.
Anyways.
Yeah, right.
All right, I got to take Jersey. I got to take the Devils.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, Markstrom full year. He's back. I think they can roll. Yeah, they had a terrible year last year too. Injuries.
That's true. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they really did.
And they're fun to play. Like watch play. Like when they play fast, and it's fun.
Yeah, they do. And your boys coaching them too. Let's not forget about. Yeah. Good dude. What a good dude, man. I think I told you a while back. I got to say hi to him, and really good guy. I never heard a bad word about him. In the Central, Riggs, you know where I'm going?
You going Peg or Colorado?
I gotta go with Colorado, man. Yep. I just feel like they're, I don't know if something to prove's the way to put it, but I'm gonna go with the Avalanche.
I got the Avalanche too. That's right there. Avalanche 1. I had Winnipeg 2, Dallas 3, but yep.
All right. Yeah, I'll take Dallas. I'll take Dallas. I was gonna go Colorado too, but that's no fun if everybody picks.
Right.
The Stars are good. Stars, Yeah. I like watching them. Even though I thought they beat the board dirty last year just because
they did because he told the truth. I think you were on and we talked about it. Like he you know, like
he wasn't lying.
He wasn't lying. That's
a little blunt about it, but
he was probably stung a little bit post game right after, but he was
5.
But I mean, it was true, and he's a hell of a coach. I know you really like him a lot, Richie. You played for him. In the Pacific, man, I kind of like the Kings, but I think I got to go with Vegas, picking up Mitchie Poo, and I think they have a good team. I like their D. I think they're a heavy team. I love Johnny Stevens, and I have a feeling Carter Hart's going to be signing there. That's just my feeling. So I'm going to take Vegas in the Pacific.
There you go. I got Edmonton.
I got the Knights too. I think if they get any sort of goaltending, I think they will. Right. Their D is so good. Right. If Petro obviously is out, that's a big loss. But
that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I still think they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You got some inside scoops over there, Nast? Goaltending situations in Vegas?
No, I'm just guessing. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm not.
It'd be a good place for him. Just out of the way.
Great place. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're out of the limelight.
Yeah.
What?
And he did well a couple years ago. Yeah, in Vegas.
The traditional hockey limelight.
Yeah. I got
it's not Toronto. Is that what you're trying to say?
It's not Toronto. Definitely not Toronto. Front and center.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's great. I guess let's Richie's get into a little bit of the Flyers here. I really like this move, bringing in Rick Tocchet. You know, I've known him since I was a kid, so I would be biased towards him anyway. But he's from everyone that's played for him, you always hear that term. He's a player's coach, right? And already I know Riley was actually with Danny Briere today, and he was kind of talking about talk. I'll let Riley tell that, but I just think it was a really good move, especially even for these young kids that they're bringing in, and just the way he communicates. I think it's a different kind of communication that they've had than they've had the last 3 years. I thought Torts did help build a good foundation, but it started spiraling a little bit, and I felt like Torts almost wanted out. I can't speak for him, but it just seemed that way. But bringing in Talk, I think was a great move. I just want to get your opinion on it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, especially the way Torts' tenure ended there, it just seemed like it was like almost overdue a little. And I don't know what his thoughts are. I know he's come out recently and said he wants to coach and this and that, but I think it was the right move at the time. Even more so now that they have Talk going in there, talking to people when he was in Pitt. I know everybody loved him, and that the last couple of years watching the Canucks games up here in Canada, we get a lot of those. So I thought they overachieved a couple of years ago, which I think a lot of times is on the coach when a team overachieves and does well. And it just seems like I don't think I've ever heard one bad thing about Talk as a coach. He just seems extremely blunt and honest, but sometimes when you have that, you can kind of rub people the wrong way, and I've not heard one bad thing about him. So I think it was an obvious choice, but a choice that I think he'll just be perfect for the city, for the team, and probably help Danny B too, because the communication, I think, there for those two, I think you can trust everything that Talk says, and obviously Danny's straight shooter too, so I think it's a perfect fit for both of them.
Yeah, agreed. We share the same sentiments, and as Nasty mentioned, I saw Danny B this morning at Bernie Perron's funeral, and did land up talking little shop, and Talk's name landed up coming up, and he was just amazed at how how he is with the players. You know, you talk about communication and players coach is one thing. It sounds like it's like in another dimension where he's like really, really listening to the players. They feel heard. I think he made the comment like one of the guys said like I feel like I'm heard, but I'm not in control. You know, so it's like a good balance there. But like working with the guys, like he's the first one on the ice working with the guys, like the assistant coaches do, staying after, but like bringing the guys in, just really just bringing the guys in together, like beyond like sounds like anything I've seen in hockey. The way you rally a group of guys and like listen to their ideas and just open the floor to whatever it is, if plays and this and that. So obviously there's a lot of buzz early on in the season right now. The season hasn't started, but so far it's sounding very positive around the assistant coaches, just the staff and everything is buzzing pretty good right now. So
yeah, I think too, like there's always something to be said about having a head coach that's played like in the league and has had success. So a lot of those times that like he says something, like that he's gone through it too, especially like the way he played, how good he was, like not only toughness, but a guy that could score too. So like, it always means just a little bit more when there's a guy telling you to do something that's already been through it and kind of knows what you're going through too. So I think it just holds a little bit more water when it comes from a guy like him with his pedigree and how he played.
100%. And that probably plays into what you said earlier around like when he says something very bluntly, that part, plays into maybe it doesn't rub the guys, in that negative way. But he also, his tonality, I think Chief, we talk about him being similar to Chief, where it's almost like sarcastic, like you get the message, but he's not being an asshole, he's just like being blunt, but funny. You get it, and you move on. Which guys appreciate, I think,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you could get the message without feeling like you're like he's taking a shot but not taking a shot type of thing. Like if it comes from talk, same thing with Chief and like the mannerisms that they have, like it's almost like a subtle jab at you, and then you leave and you're like, is he just chirping me? And then you kind of get the message, So
right.
And a way of like keeping it loose and fun and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And Talk played with a couple decent players in his day too.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Talk was a decent player,
and he was. Yeah,
yeah.
He sure was, man.
Yeah.
Sorry for the quick break, but all of you sports fans are gonna love this. Riggs, I'm not sure if I told you or not, but GT Wholesale just moved to Haddonfield, New Jersey. They've been around since the 90s, which we know as the East Coast distributor for Rydell Sports, bringing you the official NFL helmets and college football helmets.
But that's not all, is it, Nast?
No, it is not, buddy. They actually have tons of things on their website. They have tons of NHL hockey pucks, a whole lot more for sports fans everywhere. A lot of our buddies are going on there, checking it out. It's unbelievable. Check out gt-wholesale.com and do not forget to use coupon code NASTY for 15% off of your order. Again, it's gt-wholesale.com. Unbelievable website, so easy to use, and the stuff's amazing. I was going to ask you, Rick Bone, in your opinion, I mean, I know they're in this rebuild, but Danny said that, they feel like they're at the point now where they don't want to sell when it comes. I mean, we're talking, later on in February and March. Is it to you, like, if you're looking at this team, I don't know if you've had a really good chance where you are right now. I mean, I've been watching the preseason games, and it's tough to get a read, right? Because it's preseason.
Yeah.
You never know what. Like last night, it looked like they had their lineup in last night against the Islanders, but excuse me. Is it a failed season if you don't make the playoffs this year in your mind, or is it we're still in that mode of rebuilding and we've got all this money next year with the cap?
Yeah. I don't know if it'd be a failed season, in my opinion. I think if they're playing meaningful games like they were kind of a couple of years ago, I know they had a tough finish to the season. They were in the playoffs for a while and then kind of fell off near the end. Like, I think if you're playing towards the playoffs and you're kind of in that mix, you know, where there's a realistic chance, you can probably get some experience. But I think one of the toughest thing about a rebuild, I think, is just like seeing teams get to that next level of like being bad and then like fighting for position and then making the playoffs. Like, it seems like that middle ground where you kind of squeak in. Like, you look at teams like Detroit, Buffalo's been in it forever, where you're just like, you're always waiting for that next step. And, you know, you go through years and years and years. And it seems like Detroit's kind of been in that position for like 3-4 years. Ottawa was kind of in it before last year where they kind of took that step. Buffalo's been in it for like 10 years, which is wild.
The last playoff game, Richie, that they had at home was when you gave Ville Ville scored in overtime and then you just shit kicked them in game 7 and they were
which
like,
was
fuck
14
it, we're done.
years ago. Yeah. 14 years.
I can't believe it's been that. We joke around a lot because I was lucky enough to work with Lindy Ruff my very, very first year in Florida, and he's a funny guy and a prankster. But like I say, well, he's back for his 7th stint in Buffalo. He's literally coached 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, you're right though. It's crazy.
Yeah, you just get in that cycle though of like rebuild, draft picks coming, and then like if those draft picks don't pan out, and then you're just at the bottom. Like, at some point, they have to like take a step, and like Danny was saying, at some point you're not selling off, and at least if you are trading, you're getting players back, kind of like Homer did our second year, where it wasn't like trading players for picks. It was trading players to get players so they could step into the lineup either next year or the year after. But at some point, it has to be like either this year, next year, where they take that big step. Because if you're always relying on prospects coming, it is just tough to make that step. And if you're always drafting, like, draft picks are hard to turn out. Doesn't matter how many you have. Like, I was reading an article and I forget the exact percentage, but it's like if you're not in the first 45 picks, like, the odds of you making it to the NHL just fall off a cliff. So like, how many picks do you have in that first round and a half, basically, of players coming? And you just got to get those draft picks to hit. And if you don't, like, you got to somehow take a step forward with either bringing in players off waivers, or you just can't sit in that basement for too long. Because I think when you do that, you just start,
rotting away.
Teams. Yeah. And then you're like, your player, your Sanheims, your Konechny's, those guys start getting older and older. And now you're looking for, the next wave of superstars is when you just kind of pass through the previous wave of superstars. So hopefully they do well. Hopefully, like, by the end of this year, you're at least like fighting for playoff spot. And if you don't make it, at least you know that you're kind of right on that cusp, and you're not just, there's next year. Oh, we traded for draft picks, because draft picks aren't always great if you're you just collecting them, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. And to your point too, Richie, like, not to talk about Buffalo so much, but look at how many picks they've had
God.
over that year. And it just
traded away and given away.
Then they lose them. I mean, they lose them. So it's
and like, that's one of like the problem with like being in that position where you're always waiting for draft picks is you start losing like your Reinhardt, who goes out, your Jack Eichel, who goes out and win cups, and you have these good players, but you just don't like insulate them with, second line players, third line players, second pair defenseman, third pair defenseman, where you're always trying for superstars. You let the other good players go, and then they end up going somewhere else, winning Stanley Cups, and you just kind of, recycle through really good NHL players waiting for superstars. And I think that's just like Buffalo's, like, you look at Ryan O'Reilly's another one that was on that team that went away. Linus Ullmark went from there and then went to Vezina, and you're just when you're always just looking to produce superstars and not insulating them with really good players around them, you know, you end up just kind of letting those players go, and then they go have a huge impact on other teams when you're kind of just continuously rebuilding.
Yeah,
you're stuck with the insulation players.
Yeah, like you can drift
off.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's and like you would think that like the third, fourth liners, the 3 to 6 defensemen would be the easier players to find.
You think
when you look at the players that have left that team, but like you just need the right person in the right position to develop, and then obviously you're look at Florida. They've drafted some players. They've got players off waivers, and they've traded. Like you got to use it all to put the team. And one, you can't rush it because then you make bad decisions. But at some point, you have to kind of put your hat in the ring to try to get better instead of just waiting for draft picks to come along.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. And then in my opinion too. I didn't play, and obviously I didn't play the game, but when you've been this long, like you said, Richie, for them, it's been 14 years. Like now when it's time, if you do have money to get a free agent, who wants to go there?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Like I'm going to go die there. I mean, because it that hurts you as an organization.
Yeah.
When no one wants to go there.
Yeah, and especially if you're like turning over general managers, because then you have one general manager trying to do one thing, and then the next general manager comes in and he's got a different vision. So then other players are going out, some are coming in, and it just seems like it's always like constant turnover and no stability. And like you said, like you get into the position where you're no offense to Buffalo, and I don't feel we don't want to like just clown on them all the time, but like there's probably not a free agent that's going to go sign there anytime soon, because if there's 31 other teams that are interested, you're probably going to go see at least 25 of them before there, and then you don't get any value contracts. It's just like the trickle down effect on that is just makes it really hard to build a team.
Yeah, for sure. Last thing, we'll let Buffalo sleep here. I feel bad. We're not trying
just
to
cockeying on the Sabres here.
but I will say one of my buddies that's there did say if they don't have a quick start, they will be bringing back Ted Nolan. So for his third stint as a head coach.
They're gonna say Barry Melrose or
no. But in all seriousness, all right, sorry. I like you said, I'm not trying to clown on those guys.
Because it is like, remember how rocking that building was when it was like Danny B and Briere, and that year, I think they beat us down pretty good. I think in 6 my first year, and that building was like, it is a good place to play. Like great fans, just like. Good luck,
Yeah, it's
5 years away from being 5 years.
That year, that was when oh my God, why can't I think of his name? Hit RJ
Campbell.
What's that?
Campbell.
Yeah,
Brian Campbell.
He called RJ, and I'll never forget. Jim Evers says. RJ says, "Well, I knew how much time was. I knew what the score was and how much time there was on the clock." He goes, "Yeah, because you were staring up at the clock on your back
for 5 minutes.
Staring up for 5 minutes.
Fuck Turk. I wasn't there, but they told me like the Turk.
That was a big league hit, boy.
That was a big league hit.
You know what, Richie? Real quick. We've talked about it a million times, but I was overseeing Boston today, and I was telling my buddies, all the Babs and Maddie and Keto, the equipment guys, who, if you saw them, you would definitely remember them. I mean, they've been around forever with Boston, great guys. And they brought you up, and I said, he's jumping on the show, and Babs goes, "Captain's Corner." I said, "That's right." Rick Lonan, and they said, "Fuck. That hit on Krejci turned everything around." I said, "Well, we've said that a million times." But anyway, it was funny. They were talking about you there. But I wanted to jump over still with Flyers, but I'm not sure, you being kind of obviously out west there, if you've seen many of the Duck games and watched Trevor Zegras. Obviously, he's with the Flyers now. Tremendously skilled. I mean, everyone knows that. I mean, Christ, people go to warm-ups just to watch his warm-up routine. But he's been hurt a little bit. He's only played like 80 some games in the last 2 years. Last year, I think he played 57 games, had 12 goals. They're trying to play him at center. Last night, they had him with Michkov and Tippett, who I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit about Tip as well. But just your thoughts on Zegras bringing him in. He's only got a year left on his deal. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was a pretty good deal, because if he could find some chemistry, it could be huge, especially on the power play, which we know has struggled in Philadelphia the last few years.
Yeah, I remember him actually. I think they won the World Juniors, and I remember watching him playing on that team and thinking how skilled he was and how much, like his hands are pretty wild. I didn't see him a ton in Anaheim. I've seen a few games here and there, and he has all the potential in the world. Like a guy with great hands, should be in a good position. Like you said, like if he plays with Michkov and Tippett, that's a pretty good duo to play with. So, if he stays on the ice, I think contract year, he should have a good year. Like there's no reason why he wouldn't. I guess like you have everything. He's fresh start on the new team, contract year, playing with good players. So like if this doesn't work out, probably not a first line player, I guess, after that. But he's got enough skill to spare. Like he can put up some numbers. I think what I noticed is just, I guess, playing on both sides of the puck. I think that's the one thing in playing center. You obviously have to be down low. So who knows? But if you play with the puck as much as kind of those three can, then you won't have to do that as much. So hopefully he does well. Hopefully, like you said, the power play kind of needs it. Him on the half wall or down low, like we said, the skill's there, the tools are there. It's just whether you can kind of put it together.
Him and Matvey may be fighting over Michigan goals.
Yeah,
they both love him, but
they might have to throw another puck on the ice for him. But
yeah, they might have to. But yeah, Tippett's another guy. Like he had 20 goals last year, and a lot of people would say, "I'll take 20 goals any time." It was kind of a down year a little bit for him. He looked a little frustrated, and that could have been. I'm not saying I was ever told this, but it could have been the whole thing with the coaches, because there was a lot of guys that weren't very happy. But I'll be interested to see Tip this year, man. I'll tell you, Richie, I don't know if you've ever seen him play in person. This kid can fly. He can skate
and shoot the puck,
and he can shoot the puck, man. So I feel like
30 easy.
You feel like when you watch him, when you go to a game, Richie, and you're there live, you're just like, God, this guy should have 30, 35 goals every year. And I know it's
big,
not
strong
that
kid,
easy.
He is. Big guy. And skates like that. So, he was good. I've seen him, I think, twice live, and then I've obviously seen a bunch of games, and his size sticks out immediately. So, like you said, 30. I think Talk being there, because Talk could teach him a lot of stuff about being around the net, getting goals that way, using his size to his advantage. I feel like he, for such a big guy, he doesn't seem to use his body to his advantage as much and protect the puck. And like you said, he should get 30 with that shot, with how big he is and how fast he is.
Yeah,
he shouldn't. Watch Chris Kreider, guys like that, where they just put the shoulder down, take it to the net, and just get kind of cheap goals that way and free goals on the power play, just being around the net. So, he's a joy to watch. He's fun. When he gets going, he skates similar, not style wise, but Hartz or Kopitar, where you don't think that he's going that fast until. You through the neutral zone, in seconds. So, yeah, he should have a big year, and I think Talk will be great for him. I think he can kind of teach him some things, and once he start getting a little bit more confidence and using his body, I think he'll be a great player.
Yeah, I agree. And it's funny, I was going to ask you too a little bit later, but you just said Kopitar's name, man. Dude, that guy, I just love watching him play. And I know you played with him. And I remember when you guys won that first cup, I think I texted you and I was just like, dude, this coach, you're like, he's so sick. It's not even, he got that breakaway in one of the, I forget what game it was, but he got a breakaway and he had the goalie in the corner, but not just that, but just everything about his game. And I was fortunate enough to meet him when he was 18, because when I went to that World Cup, we went to Latvia. I mean, Latvia, sorry, Slovenia. I'm sorry, Slovenia. Yeah. And I met him, and he was such a nice guy. And that year when I ran into him in LA, he remembered me, came up to me, and every year I got to speak, I spoke a little bit more to him, but what a guy, what a player. But he just announced, this will be his last year.
Yeah. Yeah. What a career. What a person. Just, I don't know, the definition of a pro, basically. He goes to the rink, works hard. Like, the skill is unparalleled, like, talk about big guys that can move. Like you said, he just gets those long strides, and he's another guy that Tippett should go watch, because he was the best at protecting the puck and using his body and holding people off till they got open, or till his teammates got open so he can make plays. And he was just so patient and so good. So consistent defensively too. Like, he never kind of cheated for offense. Like, I think if he wasn't so good defensively and took so much pride in being a good defensive player, I think he could have got easy over 100 points basically every year. Wow. But he played against the top lines every single night. It's almost a shame that he didn't get more Selke votes just because he played in LA. I think it was, you don't get as much attention, but man, was he good. Offensively, defensively, he was a guy you look to score a goal. He was the guy on the ice to shut goals or players down 5-on-3. Just an incredible player, and even better person. Every trainer's favorite, every coach's favorite, every person that comes in the dressing room, he'd sit down, talk to you. Just honestly, an incredible person, incredible career. And it's was 20 years after this year, 21 years maybe. But
wild.
Yeah, pretty wild. There should be there'll be a statue outside LA, Staples Center for him, because without him, we obviously don't win those 2 cups, and without him, that franchise is probably not in the position that it's in right now. He was that important, basically, from when he showed up till now. That, the whole franchise has just been kind of gone off. The amount of people that go to that stadium now, because we used to play there early on, and it there was people when I started in 2005, there was people in the building, but it wasn't sold out. But for basically the whole time I was there, and since, it's been sold out every game, and a lot of that is because of him.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And just treated everybody. It didn't matter if you were an intern or the president of the team. He treated everybody the same, and it was just an incredible person.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite guys to watch, and lucky enough to meet him a few times, and obviously every year talk to him, and just like you said, just a great dude, man. Hey guys, want to get a quick shout out to our great friends over at LSR Golf Range. Riggs, I noticed last week when we were playing that your game has improved a bit.
Just a little bit.
And practicing. I know where you've been doing it. Lower State Road Golf Center in Horsham, PA, Montgomery County. 32 years family owned and operated, 50 outdoor bays, 20 covered with top tracer technology, which is the technology, Riggs, as you know, that tracks your flight of your ball like you see on the PGA Tour. And, when I'm taking a swing or two, maybe not, but it honestly provides amazing feedback on your ball flight. You can also play courses from around the world or simply practice tools to improve your game like I know you have been doing. Grass practice area, outdoor turf area, and bunker play. The new indoor center with the 4 simulators is what I really love. And there's a putting room with a hospitality area, which Riggs, I love hospitality areas.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. LSR Golf Center is the ultimate golf training center in Montgomery, Bucks, Philadelphia area. There is no off-season, Riggs, at LSR. Outdoor and indoor golf accommodations open all year long. Please go to their website, www.lowerstateroadgolfrange.com, and tell them Nasty and Riley sent you.
I'm sure they're carving out a position for him after next year.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something there that he could do. Yeah, he just built a shack too in LA a few years ago, so I don't think he's going back to Slovenia anytime soon for the winters or anything.
No offense. I was there, man, and I was like, whoa, wasn't a whole lot going on, and I actually felt bad because we were there for like 3 days. I think we headed to Latvia from there. But anyway, real quick, we were there for like 3 days, and they had like all these players, and halfway through the game, they took like 10 guys off their bench and brought 10 more on to try. It was like the last scrimmage, I guess, before we went to the Worlds. And then the next day, I saw some guys that had like duct tape on their socks. And I'm like, I said to Bertie, who was my partner there from St. Louis, he's retired now, but I said, man, let's throw them some plastic, man. I feel fucking bad. So I gave him a couple cases of clear plastic for him, and even though there was tape at the World, you get it there, but still, I was just like, man, these poor bad. And so I get up early. Me and Bertie, we're up at like 5 in the morning to go pack all the gear. Their players are there packing their fucking gear, loading the bus. Our guys are fucking
everyone just snoozing.
I'm like, man, I'm pulling for these dudes, man. And he was. I mean, I have to say he was the best. He was 18 years old. He was the best player on the ice in that game. And we had guys obviously in the NHL. We didn't have any huge names, but it was all NHL players, and he stood out. He was by far the best player on the ice.
Yeah, like even when I got traded there, it was like being played in Philly. Like we only play LA twice a year, I guess, one home, one away. And like even playing in the league, I had no idea how good he was until you're like around it every day, because even like Western Conference teams, when you play in the East or vice versa, like you don't, you play against them, but then you don't really give it any much thought after, right? You focus on those 2 nights a year, and then after that, you just see on TV, stuff like that. But then once you see it up close, and it's just a marvel at how good he was.
Yeah.
There is, I guess, still.
So good. I changed gears a little bit here. I know I had sent you a text too about this, but these contracts some of these younger guys are getting. And I think I worded it the wrong way, but basically it seems like, these kids have a lot of potential, right? I'm talking about Luke Hughes first. Just real quick. He just signed a 7-year deal for $9 million a year, 63 sheets. Thanks for coming. Yeah. But it's almost like they're getting paid on the expectations of what they should do. If you're like, what are your thoughts on something like that? And the other guy I wanted to bring up was Jackson Lacombe, who got 8 years for 9. And I just wondered like what your thoughts were on that. Like they haven't I don't want to say, obviously they have a ton of potential, but is it a little too soon?
Yeah. I mean, I guess what GMs are thinking is with the cap going up so much, like Ottawa did it a few years ago. Jake Sanderson got paid a lot after his 3rd year. I mean, it's great for the player. I mean, the player does share a little bit of risk in that too. Like, say next year he goes out and has a dominant year. you're signed for 7 more. So it's kind of give and take that way. But I'm guessing GMs are hoping that like the next year the cap's $5 million up. With how fast the NHL is growing right now and how the salary cap is just going to continue to rise and rise. And let's say in 6 years it's $30 million more. Well, now you have your star player, if he turns into a star, making $9 million. And, it's
a bargain,
to that.
right? It's a bargain.
Exactly, yeah. And like even like the contracts like Mikko Rantanen and Dallas at 12, Mitch Marner at 12, Leon at 14, and then when the cap, let's say it's 125 and 5 years or whatever it is, and you have your star player making 14 million, that's a bargain, right? That's how you kind of build winners. I guess the downfall is if you kind of plateau and you don't kind of keep going up and become that star player that the GM thinks you're going to be. Now you have a $9 million player that, kind of peaked at 23, 25, whatever that is. So there's kind of shared risk for both of them. I mean, as a hockey player, you're always concerned about injuries, I guess, would be, you get that put in front of you. It's kind of tough not to sign it, I guess.
Hey, listen, man. I don't blame the player. I'm not even shitting on the players. Hopefully everything works out for him. But it's funny, like Andrew McDonald was a guy that Flyer fans just love to get all over. They just didn't like him because he signed every team at the deadline was trying to get this guy because he ate shots for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He never was a offensive guy. He just played defense, right? And anyway, he signs a 5-year, $5 million deal. And like, even friends of mine in Philly be like, yo, like, I'm like, dude, what would you say? No. If you walk into your boss's office tomorrow and they say, hey, we're going to give you $1 million raise, you're going to say, nah, I don't think I'm worth that. Let me take it down a little bit. But
you're worth whatever somebody's willing to pay you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not on the players. Good for them, man. Hey, it's great for them. I'm happy for them.
You can look at like some of the situations where like Willie Nylander is making 11.2, and let's say in like 4 years when that cap is where it is, he's still pretty young. You get 4 or 5 40-goal seasons. Like he's good enough. Like if he plays with Austin maybe for a season, he could probably get 50. And now you're playing like a, whatever, 17, $18 million player, but making 11. So that could kind of not backfire because you're still making 11 too. It's not a bad day at the office either. But, like if you, I think there'll be a lot more people doing kind of what Austin Matthews was doing, with signing like 4-year deals, 5-year deals. And that way you can kind of like stay in that percentage of the cap, what those top players get, whether it's like, between 15 and 20% of the cap is kind of where those superstars live. And that's, right now it's 15 or 16 million, where, 5 years, it's going to be probably 20, 25 million. I think it's just different too, because like I started 20 years ago, the cap was, I think, like 37 million, or 39 million, whatever it was after that lockout. And in 20 years, it's gone up, $60, $70 million for the cap.
Yeah.
So, and with 4 years of COVID, having the flat cap. So like without that, the cap right now would be 110, 115. So you can see how much more popular the NHL is getting, how fast the sport is growing, what these franchise values are worth now. And I think the fans are going to have to like adjust to, you're going to have like a third line player making $5 million here pretty soon, just with the amount of money kind of each team spending $100 million, $120 million in 5 years, probably 150 in 10. It's just you're basing it more on a percentage of the cap more than the actual dollars. I think is a little bit tough to, I guess, figure out. But like there'll be I'm guessing in 5 years he'll be a $20 million player, which means, on the bottom end there'll be $5 million 6 defensemen, stuff like that. So it's just kind of one of those things where you see the number and you're like, holy crap, like, the cap was, $45 million 10 years ago or whatever it was, and now it's 100. So.
All right, Riggs, fall is here, and with it comes cooler nights, heartier meals, and a craving for something warm and satisfying. That's where HelloFresh comes in, bringing you comforting, chef-designed recipes and fresh, seasonal ingredients right to your door. This season, they've taken things to the next level and their biggest menu refresh yet. Say hello to a whole new way to do dinner, Rigoralia.
Nasty, you love a good old surf and turf, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do.
Get steak and seafood recipes delivered every week for no extra cost. There's 3 times more seafood on the menu now. At no extra cost, discover new seasonal produce each week, from snap peas to stone fruit to corn on the cob and so much more. Nasty, guess what?
What?
9 out of 10 say dinner is more delicious with HelloFresh. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can, because I'm 9 out of that 10.
You sure are.
The best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/NastyKnuckles10FM now to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life. 1 per box with an active subscription. Free meals applied as a discount on the first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/NastyKnuckles10FM to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life. Well, and also Kirill the Thrill signed.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
he signed the same deal that Riley's got there.
Oh yeah,
Hockey
stole my contract.
17 million. Holy cow! 8 years, $136 million, man. I mean, did you ever think you'd see that in hockey?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That is wild, yeah, and especially. Like, I think what has been very obvious over the past couple of years is basically any contract is tradable. So I think what teams are doing is you just put it on paper, they front load it, so the back end of the deal is low money but the same cap hit.
Cap hit.
So so like these smaller market teams can trade for these giant number for salary cap. So like you can basically trade anything with like a first or second round pick now. So I think GMs are just like, well, probably not going to be here by the end of this. So you get it done and try to kind of make your team. And like, he's still relatively young. Like, that's a crazy number. And especially being $3 million more than Leon is, but like he's 27 or 28 now, 8 years, 35. Like, there's a lot of really good 35-year-old players. So, say the Caps in 8 years at 125, it's 17. That's only like 13% of the cap, but it's just the numbers now. Like I was saying, like when I started, when it was $39 million, whatever it was to start. And then when I signed my deal, I remember it was like, well, Datsuk and Lidstrom are making 7, so we don't, we got to be under that. You're talking 6, and now it's like 17 mil for 8 years.
Wow, hey?
136, which is, good for the league, obviously. It's nice to see. And I would never say anything bad about players getting what they're worth, because you have a short window to get it. So if you can get 17, and then, I hope somebody here will get 18 probably sooner than later.
Yeah,
97 in Edmonton probably sooner than later.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of him, what do you think he's going to do, Richie?
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. He basically can do whatever he wants, and I could only imagine. The amount of pressure on him right now in Edmonton.
Oh my god!
I don't know. It's just such a massive. Like, he impacts an organization so much that, like, not only Edmonton, but like if he does leave, like whatever team gets him, just like the amount of money that he brings in alone for your organization is wild. And that's like part of one of the reasons why like the salary cap kind of sucks is because a player like that shouldn't feel bad about like taking 18, 20 million, whatever he's going to get. Because the amount of money that the team will make off him wherever he goes, like Edmonton, what they've made off him over the past 12 years. And then he's going to have to take in consideration like the percentage of cap so that the team could kind of fill out players around him so he has a chance to win. So whatever he gets, he'll be underpaid because it'll be such a huge decision or huge implications if he signs back, or if he doesn't sign back in Edmonton, if he goes to whatever organization, like that'll just change that franchise because he's that good in that generational of a talent.
Yeah. He's amazing to watch, man.
Yeah. And it's hard to like I just can't picture him anywhere else. Do you know?
I
you
know,
know what
right?
I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's just because you almost like watch him kind of grow up, like when he was with Erie and Team Canada, and then it's like, oh, Oilers got the first pick, and then that's all you know of him. And it's just like hard to picture him on with another jersey on, but.
If he ends up in LA, we know something. Gretz had something to do with it, maybe.
Yeah,
because I'm sure people probably thought they'd never see Wayne Gretzky leave Edmonton. I know it's way different times and everything, but it'll be really interesting to see what happens. And I couldn't even imagine like he's trying to play hockey, right? But all this has got it. He can say it's not bothered. It has to be in your head every day.
Yeah,
it has.
How could it not be? Just because like you just don't know. Like if he signs, say in Edmonton, like is he gonna? Because like clearly he wants to win. Like he has to have a Stanley Cup at some point. Yeah. Like he just has to. But it's not as easy as like the NBA where you can just go pick a team and they're probably going to win. So like that's got to be weighing on him too. Like I'll probably love living there, but can we win there? Those sort of things kind of go through your head too, because he's just too good of a player not to win a Stanley Cup. But that's probably true. One of those things where you just like the constant battle of what you want to do is just nonstop. And then let alone basically everywhere he goes, I'm sure whether it's a real comment or just like a tongue-in-cheek comment of like, hey, when are you signing in Edmonton? He's probably got to get that all the time.
Yeah. But it's got to be so tough since they're so close. You know what I mean? It'd be different, obviously, if they were in like a little bit different situation. But like it's like you say the grass is greener. Like it may not be. It's not that easy to win. When you're that close, it's like lateral move. Like years. I don't know. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. You cannot predict. Like even let's say he took less money to go to, let's just like say Florida. And then Barkov gets hurt, so you just have no idea what team you're going to have the best chance to win with. You know what I mean? So it's not as easy as just saying like my best chance to win is team X, and then you get there and then somebody gets hurt or underperform or whatever. So it's just, man, that would be a tough decision.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it's speaking of Barkov, he did get hurt. Obviously, you know that. How does it looks like he's probably going to miss the year. Who knows? Maybe he can rehab, and get back into playoffs. But how does Florida handle that, in your opinion? I mean, they have a great team, obviously, but he's almost like one of those Kopitar type players, as far as like both sides of the puck and so much skill, big, heavy body. Does everything basically we were talking about with Kopi, but how are they going to handle that?
Yeah, that'll be tough for him, especially after the fatigue of back-to-back Cup finals. And, like clearly they still have a good team. They got a lot of good players, right? Bob's there, although he's, another year getting a little older. They have both their top defensemen, so like their defense should be good, but Matthew Tkachuk out still till December, I think I read. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do. Like that has all the makings of a team that's just not, just doesn't have it one year. You know what I mean? Like after back-to-back cups, you lose basically your top two forwards, and even though you do have some other good players up front, it's just like they're one more injury away from just being in real trouble. Which is, at some point you got to think is gonna somebody's gonna get
inevitable,
hurt
right?
The season. It just always happens. So, that'll be interesting. And then you look at like that's 100 points, and then let's say they get 85, 90, that's 10 points less. Where do those 10 points go? Because there's a bunch of teams that are kind of right on the edge last year. Ottawa just made it. I think Detroit was a little outside, but it'll definitely shake things up because they were probably the cup favorites even after back-to-back going in with Barkov there, and you get Matthew Tkachuk back. But it'll be tough for them. It'll be
I agree.
Yeah.
Do you think it's Ovi's last year?
I don't know. Like he could. Like what did he get last year? Did he get 50?
More than we thought. More than we predicted. I know. Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't know. Like I personally think he will be able to score basically no matter how old he is. Just because he's got that shot, like he's got that one timer. He can score basically any power play throughout the season. It's just whether or not like the other parts of his game, I guess, will be able to keep up. Like when you lose a step, it's usually like you just don't have that extra half second to get that shot off, or that extra half second to make that pass. So. Whether that happens and then he kind of realizes it, but like he's going to get 30 this year. So I read somewhere that he wanted to play in Russia too for a year. So I'm not sure how that kind of affects things, but it is crazy to think like he should be at 1,000 goals right now if he didn't have the first lockout, I think in 2004. I think he could have played that because he played at 19, I think. But then the second lockout in 13, and then the COVID, it's just like he should be at 1,000 goals, which is just absolutely insane.
And
makes my 130 a little.
Well, Richie, listen, if you'd have listened to me when you said you wanted to go to Gaggy's fucking curve, and started a little slow that year.
Hook, eh?
This fucking thing. She's like, I love it. And then, about a month later, like, nah, this ain't the way to go.
Let's Prongs get back to throwing BBs at me. Prongs hit me with 90-mile-per-hour passes and
just blowing up.
Explode,
doing it on purpose too. Even if he didn't have to, he's gonna do it on purpose. Right? The beast. One last thing, Richie, man. We appreciate your time. I just wanted to. I saw you commented too, and Riley was telling me as well. But just Bernie Perrant, man, and I know you were able to meet him when you were in Philly and everything. Just maybe quick thoughts on Bernie.
He man, it was like one of the best things about playing in Philadelphia is you see a lot of those, like the alumni do so much around the team, and Bernie was around a lot, especially my first couple years, and just a smile on his face every single time he was in the dressing room. You could tell he just like loved being there. Would sit down, just talk shop with you all the time. Like, man, he was just the nicest man you'll ever meet. Like if you didn't know, like you wouldn't realize how great of a player he was. Like when I first got there, like I didn't know much about the old Flyer teams and stuff like that. But then once you start digging into it, you realize how awesome he was, and you put that smile with his stats and all that. He just you could tell he just loved hockey. Like he loved talking hockey, loved being around the boys in the dressing room, and he was such a nice man. It was awesome to see him around the dressing room, and obviously it's a loss for the Flyers organization because he was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Great guy, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. City of Philadelphia lost a good one.
Yeah.
Just Riley and I would see him quite a bit at some of the things we go do, and man, it's the same as when I met him when I was 5 years old. Just fuck, I love his accent never really went away. Kind of like Gags. The Gaggy. What'd she say, Gags? She told me she loved the Gaggy, But,
who doesn't, Gags?
Yeah. Who doesn't? But yeah, Bernie just he made me laugh. Like he just, man, every person he talked to, you kind of noticed they just left with a smile. Like he just treated everyone so well. You could go up to the guy and he was awesome. And just some of the stories we shouldn't tell on here, but we had Joe Watson on, and he told us some good ones. But Bernie will be missed, man. He was a great human. Aside from the hockey, he was awesome, great, obviously a Hall of Famer and everything like that. But we'll miss Bernie for sure.
Yeah. You see him with Marty Baron, and he would walk out of the dressing room and you'd see him talk, and he'd come back like an hour and 20 minutes later. They would still be like hanging out and talking.
There's another guy. Yeah, Marty B. Every time I see him in Buffalo there or talk to him, he's still got that accent. I'm like, how do you still have it? What's going on, man? You're speaking your own English to your own, you in the U.S. speaking English every day.
I
love him though. I love him.
30 years he's been speaking English and still.
Oh, it's great, but Rick Bone, you are the man. That was a long captain's quarter. Sorry to keep you for so long.
Yeah, you're good, bud.
It's good to catch up with you, man.
Yeah, good to be on with you guys. Look good.
Good insight.
All right, hey, we'll hit you next week, man.
Anytime you guys want.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right, brother. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you.